Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Phantom Doctrine. So I'm continuing the mission I was playing last time, just a couple of turns on. I'm not going to play out the whole mission probably. I just thought of a few more things that I could show you that occurred to me, because basically once you start the mission you can save during missions. I didn't show you that. So one of the good things about this game is you can kind of cheat. So you can save at any point during a mission. And there's numerous save points. I mean, there's literally, you can save as many times as you want, so you can save wherever you want. So I could save it now and come back to it, or I could not. So for example, if I wanted to save it, I'll pick, there's another previous in mission save, so I'll use that one. And I can just save it and I can come back to it any time. But I thought I'd finish it off because I'd already started playing. So, okay, a few things. Number one, back to what I said about always making sure you finish off all the original base enemies. Always have somebody, I find it's always good to have somebody going around the back or going around to the parts where you've not been, because like I said, there's a fog of war in this game. You can't see everywhere unless you've been there, and 9 times out of 10 there'll be one odd policeman, some low-level enemy somewhere you've not been, where you're trying to find the one person you've not killed yet. So if you've got a team of 6, I would always send someone around just to have those areas checked, save for checking them later. Another thing you can do is it will tell you from the start where you can evacuate, and it might be worth, and it often is, and I've done it in this mission now, having someone cover your evacuation point, especially if you've got to a point like now where there's like only 3 enemies to kill. It's always good to have someone covering, number one, where your evacuation point is going to probably be. You can choose and you can change it, but just in advance. And number 2, you've got someone overwatching an area where you think the reinforcements might come in. It's always impossible to guess where they might come in, and strangely sometimes they'll come in right in front of you, and they'll really come in, or they'll come in right where your evacuation point is, and another time you won't even know where they are, and you literally will be able to evacuate and you won't know where they are. And that can work to your favour or to your detriment, because sometimes you'll need to kill the reinforcements because you won't have killed everyone on the base first, as I explained previously, and you won't be able to find them. You'll literally have to send people to the different corners of the place to work out where they are. So it's always different, but it makes it one more thing that's complicated in this game, is making sure you can track down everybody and kill them. Okay, so here we are. We've just shot at somebody here. We'll send her around there. We've only got 1 turn, so the chance that we can kill 3 people with 1 turn, and we only actually know where 1 is very, very low. We can shoot at him, or we can overwatch him. As I know I can't kill him with 1 shot, we'll overwatch him.
Leave me alone.
There's another guy there actually, so we'll send this guy to here to overwatch. Like I said, overwatch is always a good way. If you can get, especially if you can get more than 1 person overwatching the same place, it can be very good. You can shoot numerous people coming downstairs, and what happens if you're overwatching, unlike some games, Netcommander is one, your overwatch counts as many people as come through. So for example, if she was overwatching there and 3 enemy agents ran down the stairs, she would shoot at each one, not just 1. It's not a 1 overwatch and then it's gone like it would be in something like Necromunda, Under Hype Wars or XCOM. You don't just have 1 shot and then it's gone. You overwatch constantly until everyone who's come through that space is shot at. So, which is more realistic. I mean, if you were standing at a window to overwatch the enemy coming in, you wouldn't just shoot once and the other 3 would run through. So you shoot at all of them as long as you have ammunition. Okay, so here's another decision. We've got her. She can shoot at him, but very, very poor damage. I could send her to move up and try and shoot at him. Or there's one of the early decisions you get, one of the decisions. Do I want to take that loot in that chest, in that safe? And I'll take that just to do it. So we'll take that and see what we get. We got documents. Sometimes documents are in the loot chest as well. You'll never know. So We'll put her on overwatch of that door just in case someone decides to pop through there. Now this one's got a problem because there's a guy who's in cover and he's just outside the wall, and she can't kill him. He can't kill her, but she can't kill him, and he's going to probably stand there and keep shooting her. So we might want to bring her back to somewhere where she can overwatch him, because those situations can end up in a tit for tat and you can never be sure quite what they're going to do. Okay, we'll overwatch with this if he jumps through the window, which he probably will. And then again, you never know where someone's going to be or where the last agents might be. If he's an upstairs, or there's often outbuildings, there's often things like that. There's another guy there, so we can probably kill him in one shot. See, that's annoying. He's 5 points off, so we know where their three, and this is good, we know where their three agents are. So we know where their three enemy agents, enemy soldiers are. So at least we've got a good chance of killing them next turn, and then we've only got to deal with the reinforcements. So I'll show you what happens now. We've moved everybody, everyone's overwatching or doing something. Oh, he ran away, chicken. And he's going to shoot us from a long way off. Ouch. But it's good we moved back because we've got good cover behind the door and he can't really kill us from there. This guy is dead, so he won't be doing much because we had two people overwatching him down the corridor, so he's dead. And then it says reinforcements arriving, and it won't tell you, as you can see from the screen, it won't tell you where they're coming in or who's coming in. Like I said, it's almost always four, and they're usually pretty heavily armed. Enemy agents don't ever come in reinforcements, but it's never just the basic police officers either. It's always armed machine guns or shotguns or grenade launchers and things. So now we know we're looking for the reinforcements, and we've still got two of the original base to kill, but we know where they are. So first we'll have a go at killing...
What the?
That guy ran away, didn't he? Oh, actually that guy died. He's dead because I think we shot him and he had very low hit points, and she probably had a serrated bullet. So we've only got one more original and the four reinforcement guys, which is good. So she's upstairs. She might as well go looking around upstairs a bit. It says at the top now, which can be good or bad. Probably good. There's an airstrike coming, which doesn't sound good, and you might think, shit, that's not good. Just overwatch. We're looking around upstairs basically. The reinforcements won't just parachute into upstairs, they'll come into a realistic area like somewhere outside. So she's just looking around to see if there's any documents or loot while we're still dealing with the other people. But airstrike is actually a good thing, because if it said four more reinforcements, or more reinforcements coming in four, that's four more reinforcements. Then if we didn't kill the remaining 5 people on the base, and it's now 5, 8 of 13 we've killed, then we'd have to kill them as well. But an airstrike is less worrying than it might sound, because they can only kill you if you're outside, and actually I think everybody bar one person of ours is outside, and if not you just run inside and just don't stay near windows or doors. So an airstrike is preferable, because you can, while the airstrike's coming, you can be killing people, and it's much better actually, unless you're stuck somewhere where you're really stuck outside. And as far as evacuating, you'll see the pattern of airstrikes. They don't just fire. They fire maybe twice in a row, then there's a gap, so you can still evacuate even if you're ongoing airstrikes. So, okay, we've got her. Again, we've killed all but one person, and that's that guy outside. But now we don't know where the reinforcements are going to be. So it's good to be a little bit careful, because she's already been lost half her hit points, I was going to say half killed, and it's quite feasible that the reinforcements might, be waiting all along there. We can't see, we've not been there. They could have come in from one of these doors. And in general, like I said, you can revive agents, you can stabilise them. It would be like this, there it says stabilise. and then you could carry them to the evacuation zone. You have to stabilise them usually within 2, 3, 4 turns, depending on what their stats are and who they are. Some have got higher levels of bleeding out. But the annoying thing about that is you do have to carry them. So one of your agents has to carry them out. And that can be really tricky if you're upstairs. Just so you know, some of these buildings have 3 floors and you can't jump from a 3rd floor. So if you're on the 3rd floor for some reason and somebody gets killed, you'll have to carry them down 1 floor, and then only then can you jump out of a window. So if somebody gets killed and they're far from an evacuation zone, just say we're going to use that one I showed you, which was over there. We may not now, we haven't committed, but if we use that and this person gets killed here, that's a very long way to carry somebody, especially bearing in mind there's going to be air strikes and enemy agents. So we don't necessarily want to send somebody on not high health into a situation where they might be killed. So what we'll do is we'll send him further up because he's got armour and he's on full health. So we'll send her and him just to check. Like I said, this whole game is all about risk assessment, basically. We'll send her to overwatch that door. We can look through the door, and if we saw anybody we could run away. We'll overwatch in case anybody comes through.
Yeah.
So it's risk assessment.
Yeah.
It's you have to do something, but you don't want to take too many risks, because taking risks in this game is rarely a good thing. Can be, like I said, at the very end when you've got one person left to kill and you want to stop another round of reinforcements having to come in and be killed, it can be worth taking a slight risk to send someone where you can't be quite sure what's going to happen. But in general, risk taking in this game is not really advisable. So we're sending her again, not taking any risk, we're sending her around the back here to check for, because we have to find those reinforcements. They may make themselves visible, but they may not. Now she's got a really good shot because she's one of those ones I told you that's got a very good long range gun, and now she's got a really good shot on him, and so we will shoot him and he's dead. So sorry about that guy. And we'll put him on overwatch. So now, as you can see from the thing in the top left, we only have the reinforcements to deal with, and they'll all be in one place to start with. So once you find one, you found them all. So now it's just a question of finding them, or kind of hoping, to be honest, hoping they find us, because that's easier. So we'll finish our turn. And that's worked out really well. So kind of well. It's never really well, but we've seen where they are, and you can see they're all. He's out there. His other colleagues in his reinforcements will be out there somewhere too. They're always going to be in the same place. They always come together, and they don't ever really split up. They may go slightly different directions, but so okay. Now we're looking at. We know where they are. There's no need for her to be running all over the place, so we want really everyone to kind of head back to one place. 1, because we want them to kill the reinforcements, and 2, because we want to evacuate. Now, because we now know, put on overwatch there in case someone comes through that door, because we now know where roughly, you can see him there, we kind of know where they're going to be. Now we might as well use that. We'll use that evacuation zone. There's no benefit to picking a zone too early, and if you do and you don't use it, the vehicle takes usually 3 turns to arrive, and then it's 3 turns before it starts causing you heat, which basically means you're being more discovered and your base is more vulnerable. So there's no benefit to calling a evacuation too early. So we'll send him. He's got armour. So we'll send him there, we'll see what his shot's like. It's rubbish, so we'll just put him on overwatch because it's quite possible they'll try and come through that window. Again, we now know that they're coming that side, so what we'll do is the lady who's upstairs, it will be sending her through the building, but upstairs, and it's on the 2nd floor, she can jump. Now there you can see one of those dilemmas I was talking about. There's like a document reader, but we've already gone past it. It's downstairs, and to go back to that to pick up some documents is really not going to be worth it, because it'll just mean we're here longer. So now again, back to that working out what might happen. We've got her there. We'll put her on an overwatch in case people jump through the window. She's a long way away, so we want her to come back quickly. She won't be able to do anything from there, so we'll start bringing people back to where we want to eventually be, either to kill what's left of the reinforcements or to evacuate.
Waiting on your go.
We've used her. She can overwatch, although nobody's going to come through there because they're all downstairs, but we'll do that anyway. And then we've just got her now. With her, it's this one of those questions which you won't know. I don't know. Do we come through, wait to overwatch, shoot at him, or put ourselves in a secluded place, which might look good? You can look at that and think that would be great. We're next to that door, we can overwatch there, we can overwatch there, but then two of them can jump through the window, not be killed, and shoot us there with no cover. So it's very hard to know. So I'll send her to here, because round here is a locked door. It's locked to us, but remember, it's their base, so they'll have a key. So we'll overwatch that in case they decide to be clever and come round there. And that's everybody. Let's just see what happens. So that guy's going to come through the window, and he shoots at him, and she's in the doorway, and she'll kill him. So that was well set up, if I do say so myself. And as you can see, they're all in the same place. So he's got a grenade, that's good, it will demonstrate the grenade. He's immune, which probably means that was a gas grenade and he's already had some treatment. So there you can see, he'll shoot at him from a long way off, but he won't do much damage. They're all over there, there's two more over there. And he shot at us, did a bit more damage than we did to him actually. Bear in mind that there's a locked door there, which is fine, there's windows anyway, we can go through to get to the evac zone, but we could open the door if we had someone with lockpicks, but I don't think we do, because I find that they're not as useful as grenades and medical kits and things like that. So she's a long way off still, so we just want to get her nearer. Probably won't need her in combat now, and of course she might have found something in those rooms. Again, we'll just put on an overwatch. There's a window there, you never know, someone might creep round to that window. She's on low health, so we don't necessarily want her to go somewhere she can get shot, because she could easily be killed on there. We send her to here. She's got a very good gun and she's armoured. But I'll put her there. Overwatch that window. That window's going to be a killing space. Now he's already been shot, although he's got armour, he may get a bit too shot, so we'll shoot that guy. Which probably means if he gets hit again, he'll be dead. We've got her. You can see where they are in relation to her upstairs, so we'll be sending her through. Now basically she's just coming through here to get to the evac zone or to overwatch them from above if they're still alive. There's no point in overwatching there because there's nothing to overwatch. So that's that done. Airstrike's getting closer, which is a thing to note, but it's not the end of the world. That guy is going to throw another grenade. They like their grenades. And I think it's a gas grenade. And there's different sorts of gas. You can have a ability where you're immune to the effects of gas. Some of our people will have, and you can have treatments that stop you being affected by gas. So now we've got her, and we'll bring her to that window because she can overwatch anyone that's down there. Bring her to here. We can't kill anybody, so we'll just overwatch again. And again, at some point you have to take. They may decide to stay out there and just shoot at us, and it can become a tit for tat again. So if they've got good cover, you might have to go and get them. We'd hope they all jump through the window, which sounds simple, but that happens. But they may not. So we'll send him to a good Overwatch place there, so do jump through the window. But at some point we would have to do something proactive, because you can't always rely on them to come to you. We'll send her to there, and by the next turn she'll be in a situation where she can overwatch them from above, or she can jump through a window. Again, she's still a little bit injured. We don't really want her to be shot up yet, so we'll put her on overwatch. And there, that's the end of that. Airstrike comes. Airstrike, when it says airstrike coming, what that means basically is the plane's coming. So it's a bit off, it's a bit misleading that it says airstrike coming, because actually it means that the plane's coming, but the airstrike doesn't come yet, and it will take a few turns for them to start that, and it will tell you where it's coming as well. So that guy's jumped through the window, and he's not going to be happy he did that, because now he's dead, and yeah, he can only think that through. That guy's shooting at her, but she's got good cover and she's not really been shot yet, so that's fine. And now we're at that point where we've got 2 people left outside, and that orange circle is where the airstrike's going to be. So we know now that that's where the airstrike's going to come. So you will remove her from there, because it can't strike inside a building. She was next to a door.
Waiting on you.
What we'll do, got a good shot on him. That's a headshot, which can work. We don't know. We could do it and try. We could just shoot him. I think we'll just shoot him. And we're pretty confident now. There's 2 people left. As long as we avoid airstrikes, she can go there. And she can overwatch with that, and that may be very good depending on what they do. We can kill these 2 people long before any more reinforcements come, as they have to go through their airstrike first anyway. So she's not really doing much, so we'll send her to there. And she can kill him. And once you've got down to this, now there's 1 person. Whoever they are, they're only going to be a regular soldier. So now you can start thinking about moving people in to finish them off. Again, bearing in mind there's an airstrike, so we don't want people right outside. If they're near the door, you can move them back. We'll put him on an overwatch as well. And we'll just play through till we kill the last person. And there he is. And somebody is not overwatching that particular spot because that's funny, but never mind. He's shot at us. The airstrike is coming, and they have different sorts of airstrike personnel, bombs there are, and but basically anyone we've got can kill him now. We just shoot him there. She can just shoot him. Bang. And you can see there 400 XP. So basically, if you kill policemen or those very low rated enemies, you get, I think it's 35-40. If you kill soldiers, you get something like 400, and you kill an enemy agent, you get thousands sometimes. So it depends who you kill, what XP you get, and you might, like I said, want to pick different agents who you want to level up to kill someone to get more XP. So we've killed everybody, and as you can see, it says evacuate your team because everyone on the base is dead, regardless of an airstrike. What will happen now, and all that will happen now is there'll be an airstrike which will blow up that area there because that's where the orange is. The airstrike may continue or it may not. If it does, there'll just be an airstrike to worry about, and we'll summon the evac vehicle there, which we will do just so you can see. And then we'll have to just avoid the airstrike by running to that. It's not that far. Or what might happen is, after this airstrike there might be reinforcements, but we're all pretty close to the evac zone. Even if reinforcements come, they don't come for more than 3 turns, so we will be able to evacuate everybody before another set of reinforcements come, so we won't have to worry about them. So anyway, that's the whole mission. This mission actually surprisingly worked out very well. in the context of nobody got killed, nobody had to be carried out, and we got rid of everybody with only one team of reinforcements. So I assure you that that's not always the case, but it was just luck. It's just luck, it's the way it's set up, and as you can hear from the things I decided during game, some of my decisions were the right ones, and sometimes in other games they've been the wrong ones. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed these tutorials of playing Phantom Doctrine, and next time I'll be playing back to Watch Dogs Legion, which I'll always come back to every so often. I'll be playing one of the missions to free a borough, because I think I've talked about that a little bit, and it will be interesting for you to see how that works. It will be Camden, or I think Battersea, depending on which one I decide to do. One's a bit longer. So I'll play through a whole mission to free a borough, and you can see the mission and you can see the outcome, because I think that will be interesting. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you're having a really good day. Take care. Bye.